So I go down to Wall Street and I go into business, and I'm really working my ass off. I mean, I really worked hard. I was always a very hard worker, obsessive worker. I'm still am. And I'm working away, and I'm doing a lot of stuff there. And, you know, I'm doing all these things, and the first thing that happens to me, I'm working there, and I buy a lot of stocks because I think I'm really smart. Because I made some money in the Army playing poker, trying to make my life. And I buy in all these stocks. In 1962, that's how far back, crash comes, and I lose my money. And then I really started working on options, and I built up a big following, you know, in the option business. And then I kept getting more and more money. I was always good at making money. I always was good. And I kept making money, and I met this guy here tonight, Leon Black. Yeah, a lot of you know Leon. I mean, Leon's a brilliant guy. There's nothing wrong with Leon. I don't care what people say. There's nothing wrong with Leon. He's here with his son, a brilliant kid. I don't know where the kid came from, but the kid is brilliant. And Leon, no matter what they say, I love Leon. And Leon worked for Drexel. And we were going to, you know, in those days, I was accumulating money. We were taking over companies. And we were going to take over U.S. Steel. You know, like in The Godfather. Remember the guy says, you know, we have as much money as U.S. Steel? Well, you know, Drexel did have that kind of money. True story, and it really happened. Leon said I could tell you, and I'm going to tell you. So we had all this stock in U.S. Steel, and Drexel was going big. And you know, I needed $7 billion or $6 billion, but in those days that wasn't that big of a deal to take over U.S. Steel. And we really could have done it. And now Leon suffers from one malady that I really don't think I suffer from, although people will say it, which is greed. Yeah, it's a terrible thing. Greed is a terrible thing. It really is an awful thing, but you know, I have to say I think Leon's gotten over it now that he's sort of settled down somewhat to a great success. But you know, at that time, I got to say he was a young guy coming up, and we had all these things going with U.S. Steel. So I'd gone to Dave Roderick, tough guy, who was the CEO, chairman of U.S. Steel. He didn't particularly care for the fact that we were going to take U.S. Steel over from him, and he took a dim view of that, but he was a pretty fair guy, and he said, you know what, the stock's 20, if you want to pay 32, I'll give it to you, ha ha ha. You know, he didn't think we could get it. Right? But Drexel had the money then. So, and Leon represented Drexel and had me in there. And Leon kept reminding me that I wasn't one of the boys at Drexel, didn't really belong, that nobody really liked me that much, but that he could get me the money. And I said, okay, Leon, I'll put up the money I had, and he's going to get me the money. So we're there, and every day I meet with Leon, who did suffer from this malady then. I think he's better now, but he suffered from greed. And he kept asking for more and more and more. And you know, after a point, you reach the point. I mean, even I see in the crowd, Mickey, Steve Roth, all these guys would understand that, you know, you can't be that greedy. I mean, even Leon has to understand that. So he kept asking for more and more and more. You know, he wanted this commission, that, and now this really happened. Now we're working there, and Dave Roderick is starting to get a little teed off because he thinks we may get this company from him. You know, obviously what happened was Drexel fell apart. You know, we never got it, but at that time he thought we might get it, and he was getting teed off. But I sort of had a relation with him. So Leon comes and says, look, we need more, we need this, we need that. So I said, hey, Leon, I can't give you any more. Forget it. You got $4 million for doing this. You got $26 million for that. I mean, hey, you're a nice little kid from you know, I don't even know where the hell he lived in. Drive or something like that, you know. I said, you're not going to be able to get this kind of money. So he says, no. He says, you know what the problem is, Carl? You don't let me talk to Dave Roderick. I said, you don't want to talk to Dave Roderick. He hates you, Leon. He really hates you. I mean, Dave Roderick is sitting there, and he hates you. And he had this eye shade on. I'll never forget, with the 120. Roderick's sitting there, talks to me a little bit, and tells me that I shouldn't be involved with these people from Drexel. And I said, Dave, they're good people and all that. So finally, Leon says, you're not letting me talk to these people. Carl, let me go talk to Dave Roderick, and I will get him to give us more commission. I said, hey, Leon, forget it. You know, don't talk to him. He said, no, no, no. So finally, I go to Dave Roderick. I said, look, I want you to meet Leon. He goes, I don't want to meet him. I said, I want you to meet him. Well, Leon, I get him in. He said, okay, bring him in. So Leon starts talking to Dave Roderick with the eye shades on, and this guy Roderick was a lieutenant, the captain in the Marines, a real tough guy, and Leon is there telling him, hey, look, Dave, you know, I have to talk to you. You know, we at Drexel can't work for only $72 million you know, we can't spend 3 hours to get $72 million. Like, it's wrong, Dave. And Roderick just stares at him, you know, blatantly just stares at him, you know. And I'm looking, and Roderick, he just keeps staring at him. And the more he stares, the more Leon goes, come on, you know, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do this. So finally, Roderick looks at me and says, if you don't get this guy out of here in 30 seconds, I'm going to slice his balls. All right? As I walk out with Leon, Leon looks at me and says, how did I do?